Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the first ever race of the Lawton Lad Biblical League. Here we are. The grid are all ready. It's 5 lights. Lights out, and away we go as Nico gets off to a good start. Going to push Danny to the side as they go down on the approach turn one. Oh, and there's already contact in the back. A few cars going everywhere. Oh, and an AlphaTauri has spun it. Cars going wide, left, right, centre. Nico managing to keep the lead from Danny. The early order is Nico, Danny, Jakes, Logsy, Ghost, Grimes, Cam and Abby getting into it. Back there for 7th and 8th. Noel King in 9th, Scott in 10th, Obalf, Jason, Bidoof, Hakkinen, King Joel, Giles, Young Demon and Andy Gatehouse. The 2 early DNFs, Ben and JD already didn't even make it to turn 1. Bidoof Rock has a 5-second penalty for ignoring yellow flags as there is already a full course safety car. We have not even made it to the second lap of this race, of this season, and there is already a safety car. This is where strategies could change. Could there be a mix-up? Could some people dive in on the safety car at the very start of the race? We will have to see. I'm not too sure. Logsy and Grimes started on mediums. Well, Logsy and Grimes, if they started on mediums, they're going to get a 5-second penalty at the end of the race then. That's what it's going to be. That's what it will be. A 5-second penalty at the end of the race for the both of them then. We'll add both of them as there's already a safety car. The predicted pit stop strategies, either a 1-stop or a 2-stopper. We'll see what everyone is doing. Nico already in first, holding it down. Got a better start off the rip. Here we go. This is something crazy already. What a race so far already. As we already have some penalties for Obalf in 11th. Andy Gatehouse retiring from the session. Maybe a bit too much damage or was too far away. Didn't really think he was going to get anything out of it. A few people going into the pits, maybe changing some front wings. We're not too sure. The safety car will be out shortly. We are rocking with the Aston Martin safety car for the Bahrain Grand Prix. Let's go through the order once again. Nico of the McLaren holding down P1 from the start. Got a better start than Danny. So it's a good start. There's already a 5-second time penalty for King Joel for a collision with Jason Davies. Maybe getting a little bit too close, trying to give him a little love tap. And unfortunately got a penalty because of it, as Obalf Racing now gets a penalty as well. We have a bit of team radio here from Nico the man saying, Michael, the safety car is going too slow. I think the safety car is going just fine, don't you worry. Everybody not happy with their penalties. I'm not sure I can revoke them. We'll have to have a look though. We will see. I will have a look. I will need to see clips of things that will need to be appealed. If you please can send them into the clips channel. Nico going alongside the safety car now. Danny closely on the inside, outside. I can't even think anymore. This has just been a hectic start to the race. We didn't even really get going. Is the safety car in this lap? We will see. We will see. Safety car is going to stay out for one more lap, I believe. Nico leading the pack. Danny in second. Drake's in third. Logsy fourth. Ghost fifth. Cam sixth. The other Mercedes of Grimes in seventh. Abby in eighth. Noel King ninth. Zero Scott, the ringer, rounding in the top 10. Obalf in 11th, the other Haas. Jason in 12th, King Joel 13th, Bidoof 14th, Hakkinen 15th, Giles 16th, and at the back of the grid will be Young Demon King 3 early retirements are Andy Gatehouse, Ben Pete, and JD Corsi, unfortunately. We have some disgruntled behaviour from people who were starting on the wrong tyre selection. We'll have to have a look at it now. Starting on the wrong tyres, it should be a 5-second penalty and a 5-place grid penalty, says Ghost. We'll have to have a look into that one maybe. We'll perhaps have to look into some of the rules. This was always going to be a bit of a shithouse at the very start, as Young Demon King gets a severe collision with Ghost. They are nowhere near each other. They are in 17th and 5th. I'm not quite sure what he is doing anywhere near Ghost. Not too sure. Andrew Gatehouse says his race was ruined by Young Demon. We'll have to have a look at it after the race. I think I'm going to be having a field day tonight with all of the dirty clips in these submissions. I cannot wait. Actually, I can wait. I can wait a lot. 4 people in the top 10 started on mediums. Well, if they did, it's not going to be good. Let's have a look at the race director. We have Logsy, yes, of course. Grimes, I'm not so sure. Yes, they were. They did start on mediums, unless they pitted on lap 1, which I did not see. No, they have not pitted. So, ultimately, all 4 of these people will be getting a penalty. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is. I do apologise, but here we go now. The race restart has happened. Nico has got the jump on Danny. He caught Danny napping. Already built up a second gap now as the race restarts. Going across the line, it's Nico, Danny, Drakes, Logsy, Ghost, Cam, Grimes. As Abby's looking to overtake Cam. Manages to do so. Zero Scott up into 8th as well, overtaking Jason and King Joel. Down to turn 1 we go. Is there going to be any contact? I hope not on this restart. We wanted to get the race going once again properly. In the rear, let's have a look towards down the further end of the pack. We have people going slow. We've got Grimes in the pits. Not quite sure what for. Maybe had a bit of damage or something. Not too sure. Probably going to have put on the hard tyres to go to the end of the race. He has done indeed, so that is going to be the one and only stop for Grimes. But let's get back on board with the leaders of this race. Danny right behind Nico, staying within a second. ERS activated as we go down to turn 10, or flat spot corner as I like to call it now. No DRS will be activated for another 2 laps. Is there yellow flags in sector 2? I'm not quite sure why. People going slow out of the corner there. I think at this moment in time. Oh, there's a spin from Giles in 14th. There's a spin. I don't think he has any damage, but he's able to keep it on the track now just about, but he's going to have lost so much time. How unfortunate now. Grimes is going to be fighting for his life to get back into the points, maybe try and get a good start again. Nico and Danny seemingly running away from the rest of the pack already. I think this is going to be a 2-horse race towards the end of this 29-lap race. Ghost in 4th, staying kind of tight with Drakes. Cam in 5th, a little bit of a surprise, I wasn't going to lie there. We had our top 5 thinking there were going to be someone completely different, but maybe not. Cam is coming in with a bit of a surprise. Abby fighting with the Alpine teammate of Scott. Scott going to go up the inside. A lovely move right there. They're going to be able to get the old switch back, but I don't think so. Scott has got that move done and dusted as he's trying to get further up the grid. A last minute ringer already in 6th position. Very good from the man here. As Logsy down in 14th in the pits. Coming in, getting a change, maybe a front wing. I'm not quite sure what happened. We'll have to stay on top of it. But right now, I think we stay on board with this fight right here, as this is what's going to be tasty. No DRS just yet, only ERS to work with. Both drivers managing their ERS quite well as we're about to finish sector 2 of the 5th lap. We've got Ghost right up the gearbox of Drake's now. Is he maybe going to try and make a move on the main straight when DRS gets enabled? Oh, and there's a spin from Danny. Danny has spinned it. No damage by the looks of things, but that is promoted Drake's, Ghost, Cam, Scott and Abby all up one, with now King Joe on Danny's back. Going to try and use all the ERS, but unfortunately he's used too much for the deploy. I think Danny's just going to about hold on to 7th. What a surprise for Danny, as King Joe cutting a little bit of a corner there. We'll let him off on that one. Nico, this is now Nico's race to lose. The man who started on pole is now leading by 2.5 seconds. Ghost and Jakes are going to be slowing each other down now, surely, by racing. Although I think with the DRS, this might just have cleared Ghost for P2. We'll have to see if he can get away. But Nico now just kind of controlling his own pace, controlling his own race. This could be one of the most dominant starts to a season we have ever seen. And we'll have a look now further down. Cam now up into 4th, courtesy of a Danny 1499 spin. Danny down into 12th. Now, I'm not quite sure what's going on. He might have had a mare there. I'm not quite sure. We'll have a look now. This has been one hectic race from the start. We already had 3 drivers out before the end of the first lap. Crazy stuff. Honestly, I'm amazed at how some of this has been going. Ghost is slowly reeling in Nico, ever so slightly. Not by a whole lot, but it is coming down ever so slightly. Scott into 5th now, trying to chase down Cam. We'll stay on board with him now. Still outside of DRS zone, I believe. Oh, there's a little bit of team radio, post-race radio from JD saying he got taken out 2 meters off the line. We'll have to have a look on a steward's submission later on after the race. Cam being chased down by Scott big time. We'll have to have a look at it now. Danny, what a surprise, down in 12th. A rare spin from himself. Is Scott in striking distance? Is the man in striking distance of Cam? He's getting closer, but I don't think he's going to be able to do anything. Going to save his ERS for this now. Ghost dropping the gap down to 1.3, but Ghost has now spinned it! Ghost has spinned it, which promotes Drake up into 2nd now, and Cam into 3rd. Would you believe it? Alpha Tauri in 3rd place in this race. It just goes to show that the better drivers can sometimes make mistakes. What do you know now? Nico, with all the ERS in the world, his 2.5 second race. Oh, was thinking about maybe pitting, but was a little bit too late there. Unfortunately, as other people are pitting. Rather unfortunate for the man there. Going to have lost a little bit of time. How unfortunate. Oh, there's a safety car. Giles' DNF. There was a safety car. That's why Nico tried to come into the pits. Jason Davies getting a drive-through penalty for speeding under safety car. Nico, unfortunately, able to get in there in time, as Bidu Frog's going to stay out and is in 2nd now, but everybody else who has gone is going to get a fresh pit. Going to be quicker off the safety car restart. Why no video of me? Because I'm recording a video for YouTube. Giles saying no over the mic. What a shame. What a shame. His teammate now, the only Aston Martin remaining, is going to be the only one able to get anything going. This is crazy, crazy, crazy stuff. Nico's lead being dropped to that of half a second now from the restart. But bearing in mind, Nico is not pitted, so this could come back to bite him later on. Unfortunately so. Here is the order now. We have Nico in 1st, Rock 2nd, Drake's 3rd. Was Nico trying to go alongside the safety car there, not quite sure why. Scott in 4th, Ghost 5th, Cam 6th. Lost a couple of positions, I think, under the pit stops maybe. Abby in 7th, Joel 8th. Logsy 9th, Hakkinen 10th, closing out the top 10. And then the other finishers we have, or racers should I say rather, Noel King, Young Demon King, Obolf, Danny in 14th, the man who started P2, rather unfortunately down into 14th, is going to be a superb comeback drive now for the rest of this race, if he manages to do so. Jason in 15th, and then the man down in last, 16th, is Lawson Grimes. Although, I think this man has been gifted, because he's now going to be able to get back to the race. He's going to be able to get back up to the pack, catch up. This might have just been a blessing for Grimes. Nico ultimately did go into the pits, put on a set of softs, now down to 14th, just going to slot in behind Danny now. First time this race he's been behind Danny now, although we'll have to see what the restart is going to look like. We'll have a look. Couldn't are overtaking it. Cameron happy because people are overtaking him. Maybe he's going slow or something. I'm not sure. I'm really unaware of what is going on there. I don't understand. We're going to have to see now on this restart. Lap 9. Surely the safety car comes in this lap. We've already seen 2 safety cars this race. A little bit of frustration from the AlphaTauri garage as one of their drivers has been overtaken by 2 people. I am quite confused as to why. I'm not quite sure, but we'll have to see. Yeah, there has now been 2 safety cars in this race so far. Is a safety car coming in? Safety car staying out for another lap. This has been an absolute blessing in disguise for Grimes, as Grimes is going to get to the back of the pack again as he's trying to catch up to everybody. So Nico just about missed the pits at the start of the safety car and ultimately had to pit and lost the lead. And Danny actually spun it at sector 3, the fast right-hander, rather unfortunately for himself. Oh, that might be a penalty for Abby. And it is. Let's have a look now. Let's stay on board with King Joel now for a little bit, as I think the safety car is going to be coming in. Grimes was able to get back to the rest of the pack. That's very good for himself. Safety car is coming in this lap. We are going to be back to racing. And here we go. Look at everybody itching to go. Look at it. Here's the restart now. As Drakes gets off to a brilliant start, but has to break because obviously it's yellow from the start. Bidoof now going to be leading the race as we're going down into turn 1. It's 5 abreast into turn 1. Surely there's going to be some... How is everybody going to get through here cleanly? They just about managed to do so. Oh, never mind. There's an Alpine going ever so slow. It's King Joel. Down in 16th. Oh, there's a car that's gone wide. Who was that at the back there? It's Jason Davies. Jason has retired from the session. Off the restart. 15 finishers. You could not write this stuff. Danny up into 8th already, trying to get as much positions back as he can from the early race. Scott into 1st already. Up 9 positions. Is there anything this man cannot do? Who knows? Drake's now looking to overtake Rock as well. Everybody kind of looking to even out where they were supposed to be. Oh, ever so slightly getting a bit of contact there with one another. Bidoof Rock gonna have to put the brakes on. I think he has a little bit of damage. Now Ghost goes up the inside of him as well. I think he has a bit of damage on that front wing as he's going very slow. Hakkinen nearly fishtailing the rear end there. We're gonna have to see now what's going on here. On board with Rock as well. Started 4th on the restart, and at the end of the lap he dropped down to 4th. Hakkinen hot on his tail, going to maybe try and make a move, unable to do so. Well, he's going to come along the inside, both on the hard wall tyres. ERS deployed, get up in the slipstream now, down to turn 4. Going to go on the inside again, maybe try the outbraking, unable to do so. Rock going to give him the space at least. That's going to be it. Let's try and get on board with Nico, see how he's faring. He's up a position, I think, but that was only because Jason Davies crashed out. We're going to see how the rest of this race pans out. Now we're nearly approaching the halfway mark as Nico's going to send one up the inside of Noel King, manages to do so. Very nicely done indeed. His next man in front of him is Grimes in 10th, and then he is into the points paying positions. Currently now we have Scott in 1st, Drake 2nd, Ghost 3rd, Rock 4th, Hakkinen 5th, Cam 6th, Abby 7th with a 5-second penalty after making contact with Ghost under the safety car. Danny up into 8th, Logsy 9th, Grimes closing out the top 10, and then the rest of the racers we have the pole sitter, Nico in 11th, Noel King 12th, Oval 13th, King Joel 14th, and Young Demon King is going to round out the rest of the pack, coming in 15th. We'll see how the rest of this race pans out now. I think as the DRS is going to get re-enabled at the end of this lap now. Scott setting the fastest lap so far with 29.7 up into clean air, and when that man is in clean air, he goes, he disappears. Already got a 4-second gap from the man behind him as Ghost and Drakes are battling for P2 now. They're going to be slowing each other down, so Scott is going to be getting away even more now from the pair of them. Drake's got the DRS off of Ghost, going to maybe try and make a move on the outside, but Ghost defends well. Both going through turn 4 now as they approach the end of sector 1. Scott's gap already 4.5 seconds. I do believe this is going to be a whitewash race for Scott if he keeps it on the black stuff. Rock still in 4th with Hakkinen right on his tail, though, although Rock does have a penalty. There's a little bit of contact on the inside there of Cam Dog. They're going to go side by side. I thought there might have been a little bit of retaliation there. Cam managing to get the move done, but Hakkinen has span it at turn 10. I'm not quite sure why, but we'll have to have a look at that maybe a little bit later on. But Hakkinen now dropping down the order. Nico up into 9th, cleared Grimes just about, as there is now a train here of Logsy, Danny, Abby and Bidoof all in front of him, with Cam leading it as well. Nico's looking at all these positions thinking, yes, I will take these, thank you very much. The pole sitter might just be able to salvage some good points from this race if he keeps going the way he is. Oh, getting ever so slight. There's going to be a massive DRS train here now as we're going to be going forward. Look at it all the letterboxes opened. I do fear for Cam, as Cam's going to be dropping down the order here a little bit. Already lost 2 positions, 3 positions. The only man who did not have DRS is now just lost 3, 4 positions already. Look at this train of cars. Oh, and Nico makes contact with Cam, and they both They both go slow, but Nico spins. I don't think he has damage. Logs is retired from the session. I think there might be a DNF there. I'm not quite sure why. Oh, they're all dropping like flies. And there is the third safety car of the race. This is really going to play in to the tyre strategy now. The people who are on the hards, do they stay on the hards till the end of the race? They have track position, but they will get hunted down by the faster people. Zero Scott's 6-second lead is going to be reduced to nothing. It's 3 safety cars, and we're not even halfway through this race yet. Nico probably being the biggest of the losers here in all reality. This is literally indeed the safety car simulator 2022. I'm both going all over the place, not quite sure why. I got 2 seconds of racing, says JD. Very unfortunate from the man there who got taken out at the start of the race. Apparently so. We will see in steward submissions later on if that was the case, and subsequently penalties could be dished out, which could affect the race results. Ghost up into first, elected to stay out whilst the majority of the field are going to pit now, including Nico, who we're on board with right here. Oh, Hakkinen picking up a speeding penalty in the pit lane. Oh, is McLaren are going to double stack, and they're going to serve. No, they're not even going to serve the penalty, I don't think. I wasn't quite sure. There was front wing damage for Nico after that little spin. How unfortunate. I'm going to go back though. Fresh set of tyres. New front wing. Going to take the mediums to the end. Danny now finds himself up into second. What a roller coaster of races this has been. Started in second. Lost positions. Went down to about 12th. After 3 safety cars, now back up into second is the man Danny. This has been a biblical race. A biblical start to a biblical league. And I don't think it's going to be going anywhere anytime soon, guys. What a race so far. Still got 14 racers. Top 10 of Ghost, Danny, Bidoof, Grimes, Scott, Drakes, King, Hakkinen, Camdog, Abby. And then the other 4, Obolf, Joel, Demon King, and Nico. Nico really the biggest loser here. Started on pole yesterday, got a nice fast lap. I think it was a 26 dead if I remember rightly, or a 25 dead. And now down in dead last. So this is going to be our last to wear position challenge for Nico. We'll have to see. It's biblical in the medical room as well, I've been told, where JD is getting checks up to see how he is after his initial turn 0 crash. Safety car going to be out for another lap still by the looks of things. Been nothing but pure carnage the entire race. Grimes goes into the pits yet again. Just want to welcome everybody to the first race of the season of Safety Car Simulator. Lawton Lad Biblical League. Currently have 14 racers out of the 20 who initially started. This is some crazy stuff. Nico venting quite a fair chunk, I don't blame him. The man on pole down into 12th now. Gained a couple of positions through the safety car due to pit stops, but nonetheless, it's still not very good for him. Everybody trying to warm up those tyres as much as possible. I would be too. There's still a possibility for all teams apart from Aston Martin to score some points here today. Both Aston Martin drivers are gone. Hopefully another safety car. Grimes trying to hold out hope for another safety car potentially, as there's an Alpine of Abbey who goes wide. Look at everybody serpentining right now. That's kind of a cool shot there. Serpentining as they're all trying to get some more heat into them tyres, as the safety car should be coming in this lap, I do believe. We will see. We've got Danny right up behind Ghost, with Bidoof in third, Ghost in fourth. The safety car is coming in this lap. Here we go, ready for the restart. Let's see what Danny and Ghost have to say to one another. Weaving left and right, warming up those tyres as much as possible. Let's see now. ERS open from Bidoof, ready for the restart. It's a little bit of mind games now. And Ghost goes. Good reaction time from Danny now, as Danny's looking to close in. He got the better getaway now. Maybe going to try and make a move around the outside. No, going to back out perhaps. Ghost running a little bit wide, and Danny's going to go at the inside of him for the old switcheroo. They hold the position side by side. Ghost going to try and come back now down into turn 4. He's going to go at the outside of Danny, who's got the bigger metal on the brakes. The side by side now. Ghost just about had enough space to stay in the track. They are still side by side now as the end of sector 1 ends. Still side by side. This has been some crazy racing, but I think Danny is just going to have to yield now, as Ghost just about manages to stay in front. What a restart for the 4th time. Drake maintaining 3rd, with Scott in 4th, Hakkinen in 5th, Noel King 6th, Abbey 7th, with a little bit of contact from Grimes there, pushing Abbey wide. Abbey in 8th, Cam in 9th. Nico now overtaking Cam as well, trying to get as many points as possible. Nico's been spun yet again, and subsequently Cam gets damage from it. Oh no! It just goes from bad to worse for Nico. Nico just cannot catch a break. Cam's got damage as well, as he gets a little bit more from King Joel there. And I saw that, Cam. I saw that, Cam. I saw that, Cam. I saw that, Cam. King Joel being taken out by Cam. And to be fair, karma came back to bite him, as there is now the 4th safety car of this race on lap 18. I am really starting to question the ability of this league. There's a little bit of wheel spin. I see. I would like some recordings. I am just... I think I might turn off safety cars for future races. I'm not going to lie. Honestly. 4 safety cars. His wheel got caught. This has been something else. Yeah, I think we're going to turn on. Cough, cough, I'm not pitting again. Keep safety cars. I'm a bit falling asleep to drive half laps. Everybody not happy with how many safety cars there are, as all the other drivers cannot keep it on the track. 2/3 of the way through this race, and there has been 4 safety cars. Plus 4 fuel. There's a lot of aggression coming from half of the drivers. Mikey, no. That is so not right. I don't think this is going to be the final lap. I think we're just going to ride it out. JJ, they went motor racing. People starting to get a bit angry with the amount of safety cars there are. We're down to 13 finishes. We knew it was never going to be a perfect first race. We knew it was never going to be a perfect race whatsoever. But here we are. Hopefully the safety car comes in this lap, as everybody's just going to be getting bored of this non-stop. We have received news from the medical room. JD has passed fit for Jeddah in a week's time. The man who was taken out very dangerously on the main straight of the first lap didn't even make it to turn 1. Hit the wall at 46 G's of impact. Just manages to get away with a couple of bruises and scrapes. We wish him and his team all well for the recovery for next week. But that is all good that we will be seeing him back in Jeddah. We'll have to have a look at what tyres everybody is on. I think everybody's on the mediums. Oh no, we have Obalf on the softs, so potentially could be making up some positions there. Ghost holding on to this lead. The Haas in first. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Biblical League. Welcome to the 5th start of this race as the safety car comes back in. 4 safety cars in this race. 4 restarts. I am lost for words, honestly. As there is a first corner collision, first 5-second time penalty for King Joel for damaging Bidoof Rock and trying to overtake Bidoof Rock as well. I see that from you, Joel. Let's just hope you don't finish in penalties, as Abby gets a penalty as well for a severe collision with Hacken and Nico up into 9th as the race restarts now. Let's kind of go down to the front runners. Let's see how it's going to go. We're going to get a perspective from Hacken, and now the front 5 all racing, all nice, tightly knit now through turn 1. Look at that. Absolute carnage. Oh, and Hacken has been spurred ever so slightly by Scott. I'm not too sure if anybody was at fault for that now. Scott into 4th, being chased out by Nolking. Nolking going to try and go around the outside of Scott, unable to do so. Scott managing to hold the position. Danny in 3rd, Drake's in 2nd, Ghost in 1st, manages to maintain 1st as Danny got overtaken by Drake's. Grimes now tussling with Nico's. Nico's going to go up the inside there. I think he might have gone off track to overtake Grimes. I'm not too sure. Hakkinen down in 13th. The man lost out big time there. As there's yellow flags in sector 2. Please, please, please do not be another safety car. I beg mercy. Oh, I think we just about got away with it. There may have been a spin or something. I'm not too sure. We'll have to have a look now. I think we've all calmed down. Everybody's found their bearings now a bit. I think there's a little bit of calm after the storm now. As Ghost is leading this race. 9 laps to go. Drake's in 2nd, Danny 3rd, Scott 4th, King 5th, Abby 6th, Nico, Grimes, Bidoof and Yunking all rounded out the top 10. Then the rest of the races are Obal, King, Joel and Hakkinen down in 13th. The man who got spun potentially by Scott probably was an accident, but we'll have to have a look after the race. People do need to be recording their clips so I can see what has happened, what has been happening now. Drake's hot on Ghost's tail. As we're going to keep going now, we're going to keep a look into this race. Further on we go. Scott in 3rd. The man who led the race by 6.5 seconds, but unfortunately had the gap closed down due to penalties. We'll have to see if he can maybe try and get back up into 1st. We'll have a look. Danny down in 4th. We got the Ferrari, the Tifosi cheering him on all the way from Italy. Nolking in 5th. Nico 6th. Managed to get a little bit of a recovery drive. The man has seen more action outside the top 10 than he has in the top 10. And this man started on pole position. Going to try and maybe finish on the podium. But if he's going to do anything about it, he needs to act quickly. Abby in 7th. Being hunted down by Grimes. Grimes going to maybe try and just stay behind, make sure he gets that DRS and then overtake on the main straight. Bidoof Rock in 9th and Young Demon King holding the final points paying position for Alfa Romeo. But Obolf has got DRS and he's looking to go up the inside. Oh no, never mind. DRS was enabled this lap now, as it's just going to be a straight drag race. Who has more ERS? It is Demon King. Is he going to try one up the outside of Obolf? He's unable to do maybe the old switcheroos. There is a yellow flag in Sector 1 as Bidoof is going very slowly now, as that promotes everybody up a position who was behind him. Obolf now to 9th and Demon King still in 10th. Let's have a look now. I think Obolf has secured the point, the position from Young Demon King. Let's go up a little bit in front as Danny and Scott are tussling for the final podium position. Scott was able to get past him. What can Danny do? Can Danny get back at him now on this DRS? Going to open up the letterbox in the rear. There it goes. Must have got a worse exit than Scott, but Scott also has DRS, as does Drake's now, as Ghost needs to fend for his life because he has 3 very fast drivers behind him, all wanting this race lead. And I think it might be a bit tough for him without the DRS as he runs wide there into the penultimate corner of the lap. Drake's having to slam the brakes on, which then allows Scott to get even closer to the rear of him. Danny falling off the pace a little bit, as Noel King's now going to be in DRS striking distance of Danny. Nico right behind Noel King. Look at this train. This is a massive battle for P1. Still 7 laps to go. Here we go now. Let's see what happens here at the front. Drake's going to go up the inside of Ghost, manages to do so. Scott going to avoid it for now, going to leave it, try and bear his time a little bit. Also going to have DRS here as well. Drake's needs to fend for his life to keep that position, but Ghost is also going to have DRS as there is a yellow flag in Sector 1 as Noel King has spun it, unfortunately, as did Nico. There might have been a bit of contact there between the pair of them. I'm not quite sure what's gone on there, as Obolf is now maybe looking to send one up the inside of Noel King. Does he? No, he backs out of it. Quite rightly so. That was Noel King's corner, if we had to say so. Danny right behind Scott, Ghost and Drake. Drake still managed to hold down the lead, but I do fear it's going to be back and forth on that main straight DRS unless one driver is able to put in a phenomenal lap and get out of the DRS gap. However, I don't think that's going to happen. These guys are all quite tightly knit together. But let's have a look now. DRS, and I've never really seen this as much of an overtaking opportunity, just kind of a way to close yourself down to the person in front of you. This has been biblical. It has been biblical. Grimes still holding close to that main pack, as Drake's though is pulling away quite a lot. He's built up an 8/10 gap by the end of the race. Not enough, by the end of the lap, sorry, not enough for no DRS. Scott's going to go up the inside of Ghost. Great overtake there. Slight bit of contact, but I think overall very clean indeed. Although Ghost looking to come back. Got the ERS to play with. Breeze is past Scott as Scott is running out of ERS. Drake's also no ERS to work with now, as Nico goes into the pits for probably a 4th time this race, dropping down to 12th. Drake's still holding the lead of this race. Ghost hot on his tail. Wants this position back. We need to stay on board with this for now. Scott and Danny all behind. Personally, I'm rooting for Danny. Come on, Danny, get yourself up into there. Get yourself in the mix of these boys. Danny has 64% ERS, whilst all the boys in front of him have a combined amount of less than him. This is some crazy stuff, as does Grimes. I think the people with the most ERS to play with are going to be the biggest winners of this race. Nico is 71% ERS, but, you know, nobody near him. I think he might need to wait for a safety car. I think that's what he's hoping for, but let's be honest, I hope there is another one. I'm going to stay on board with Danny for a bit here. I kind of want Danny to get up onto that podium, as Grimes has overtaken Danny, though. The two boys with the most ERS can use this to their advantage. I think the last couple of laps. Oh, I think Danny spun as there is a yellow flag in Sector 2 and 3. Let's have a look what's happened. Oh, Young Demon King spun. Nico down in 12th. Let's go on board now. Danny losing off the back end of the group a bit as Noel King setting the fastest lap of a 29.6. Very nicely done there. Ghost back into the lead. Got the lead off the DRS straight. As Ghost is going to go up the inside. Has DRS now as they are now side by side. Drake's going to get in front of Ghost as Young Demon King has retired. Please do not tell me. Oh my Christ, it's a 5th safety car. It's a 5th safety car. Oh my God. If we were racing at Abu Dhabi, you could not write this. You literally could not write this. You literally could not write this. 5 safety cars. There's a drive-through penalty for Noel King speeding under the pit lane. This is crazy. Is this race going to finish under safety car, or are we going to have one lap? Is there going to be a one-lap shootout? Danny's gone into the pits for softs. Nearly only half the runners left. I don't know how many laps under the safety car there's going to be, but Danny is in 6th. And he's got a fresh set of softs and 100% ERS. Although everybody's ERS is going to be coming up nice. Here we go. This is flashbacks of Abu Dhabi 2021. I don't think there's going to be any cars making any overtakes here, as this has been biblical, ladies and gents. This has been biblical. What a first race of the season. I am just lost for words. 5 safety cars already. I'm so glad this isn't a 100% race. If it was, we'd be here all bloody night. Everybody warming up their tyres now. Safety car going to do one more lap. So we're going to have 2 laps of racing by the looks of things. Danny in 6th. The only man to have pit out the front runners, I believe. Or a lot of people pitted and they're all just going to try. Danny is in a good position to win this race. He really is. I think for future races, safety car is going to be turned off. Because this has just been a lot longer than what I thought it was going to be. It's going to be a 2-lap shootout. Drake's picking up a penalty, unfortunately. And that man will not be winning this race by the looks of things. Hey, fatality with the rain. Thank you, my brother. Don't turn it off, just decrease it. You might have to. just overtook Nico. Why are people overtaking? I think King Joel is going to be getting penalties after this race. Don't you worry, boys. King Joel will not be finishing in the points, because I think the safety car is going to be in at the end of this lap, surely. Surely the safety car is coming in this lap. Here it is. The safety car is coming in at the end of this lap. A 2-lap race to finish it all off. Hope the games are going well. About to get ready for it. Nice one, Fate, bro. Yeah, this is the first ever league race. First ever league race. The LBL, the Lawton Lab Biblical League, is about to get underway for one final time, I hope now. We have a 2-lap shootout with Drake's in first. Unfortunately, has a penalty. We have Ghost. There we go. The restart now quickly as King Joel gets a 5-second penalty. Quite rightly so. Ghost in second. Scott in third. Grimes fourth. Rock fifth. And Danny in sixth. Let's see who's going to win this race. It's a 2-lap shootout now. Ghost going to try and make a defensive move on Scott now, as Grimes now looking to get up into the mix. There's yellow flags in sector 1. Please do not tell me someone has crashed out. I really cannot be bothered for a safety car finish. Drake's still in third, but Scott makes a move into second place, which ultimately will be the race win, providing they don't get slowed down. But Drake's is managing to get away now. Ghost in third. There's yellow flags in sector 1 and 2. Grimes in fourth. Danny already overtaking Bidoof Rock, as Bidoof Rock is going way down the order here. Span, the man who was in fifth, has spanned. That's Danny up into fifth now, with Grimes, Ghost, Scott and Drake's in front of him. There won't be any DRS to finish the rest of this race, as there needs 3 laps to overtake him. Nico up into 8th, the man who started on pole. Little bit of a comeback recovery into 8th, but there was penalties. Noel King and Hakkinen both getting into it for P6 there. Danny right behind Grimes now as we approach sector 3. And Grimes has spinned it on the penultimate lap of the race. Grimes has spinned it, which now promotes Danny up into 4th. Hakkinen in 5th. Nico's in 7th. Now this is going to be some good points for the McLaren boys if they can keep it where they are now. Danny getting right up the backside of Ghost. A lot more ERS to be working with off the exit of the final corner now. Looking to make the move. Here we go. He's on much fresher tyres. Ghost made his one defensive move now. Danny probably going to dive a little bit late here, I would imagine. So, yes, he is. He's going to go up the inside as Scott runs wide, which now promotes Danny into P2. Drake's still in P1, but with that penalty, this now means that Danny is in the lead of the race on the last lap. What an audacious double move, as now Hakkinen's up into 4th. Scott drops to 5th. Hakkinen trying to make the move on Ghost now. Nico now into 5th. This is a biblical race ending. Hakkinen into 3rd as Ghost gets spun by Hakkinen, I believe. Nico up into 4th. Scott back into 5th. Danny still in 2nd, right behind Drake's. Noel King picking up a 3-second penalty. Oh my goodness, I cannot even remotely think about what is going on here. Danny, does he overtake Drake's and finish on P1, or does he just stay behind him and confirm his race win? What a crazy race this has been. What a crazy first race this has been. Oh my goodness, the man who is a reserve driver for Delirious. There's 2 more corners left. Drake's is in 1st, but I think ultimately Danny is going to win this race. We have Hakkinen in 3rd, Nico in 4th. Everybody's getting penalties left, right and centre as King Joel has spinned it now and has lost his front wing. But let's ignore that. Let's get back to it. Ace Drake's is going to take the first checkered flag of the LBL. But Danny 1499 is going to cross the line and take P1. Get in there. Hakkinen in P2. Drake's 3rd. Nico in 4th. Obal with a P5 for Haas. Scott 6th. King Joel dropping to 8th as he nearly tried to take up Bidoof. Bidoof in 7th. Noel King in 9th. Also had the fastest lap, I think, although he had a 20-second time penalty. And Abby finishing in 11th. What a race. What a first race. Danny came in, played the pit stop to perfection, pitted, got the soft tyres on, and came through and won the race. What a start to the LBL. Obal Fraser picking up driver of the day. Very nice from that man, as I got a bit of a voice crack from myself. I am losing my voice as we speak. What a biblical race. Here we are now for the trophy celebration. Look at that. Germany back on the top step once again. Here's time for the champagne now. The constructor as well being up there as well. His chief engineer. Hakkinen managed to find himself into third. Drake's got into second. What a race this has been. Wow. Mental scenes here. Biblical scenes. Biblical scenes. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Wow. Hakkinen picking up the fastest lap of the race on the end there. Went from 11th to 2nd. Nico managed to get back into 4th at least. 4 pit stops there. Ghost only ever had the 1 pit stop. Wow, he tried to do the 1 stop on 4 safety cars. But Danny, of all people, spinned it on lap 2. Came back. Was able to win the race. A little bit unfortunate because Scott said he disconnected. I'm not quite sure what the result of that would have been, but here we are. JD unfortunately got crashed out at the start, but as you can see, it is a Ferrari sandwich with a multiple bunch of cars filling. What a race. What a start to the LBL. What a biblical start to the LBL. I don't really know where we can go from there, if we can even top that ending. It was a 2-lap shootout. What a crazy ending. Danny managing to come through and win the race. But without further ado, that will be all for round 1 of the LBL at Bahrain. Please be back next week for round 2, where we go to Jeddah for some more Lawton Lad Biblical League racing. Take care. Ciao.